Have you ever wondered if a streaming giant like Disney Plus could just vanish? In this video, I'll show you the shocking reasons why Disney Plus could disappear within 2 years and what it means for you. If you're relying on it for your favorite shows, you need to hear this. Stick around, or you might miss out on the inside scoop that's about to change everything. Chapter 1. The Rise and Shining Promise of Disney Plus. Imagine a world where every piece of Disney magic, from classic animations to Marvel's latest blockbusters, is just a click away. That was Disney Plus' promise when it launched, to become the ultimate streaming hub. But while millions flocked to the service, there was a hidden cost lurking in the background. From day one, Disney Plus was not just a streaming service, it was a gamble. Today, we'll uncover how a venture that looked unstoppable could face a shocking fate in just 2 years. In November 2019, Disney Plus burst onto the scene, and in record time, it captured the hearts of over 100 million subscribers worldwide. People saw it as the ultimate platform for family-friendly content and beloved franchises. For the average viewer, it felt like a dream come true. But behind the scenes, Disney had put enormous financial weight on the success of Disney Plus. They poured billions into exclusive content, star-studded original series, and sweeping advertising campaigns. They had to grow, and they had to grow fast. But could any company sustain the billions that Disney spent to achieve this reach? Chapter 2. High Costs, Higher Stakes. What happens when your biggest strength becomes your biggest weakness? Disney learned this the hard way. That huge content library that set it apart. It cost billions, and the returns didn't match the expense. Disney leaned on its strongest assets, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, and rolled out series and films to keep fans glued to Disney Plus. But what most people don't know is that the cost of production was far higher than Disney anticipated. Every exclusive series, every blockbuster movie meant massive bills. And without a constant increase in new subscribers, Disney Plus was bleeding money faster than it could bring it in. These kinds of financial strains might seem normal in Hollywood, but Disney couldn't rely on the magic of Mickey Mouse to balance its books this time. Chapter 3. The Cost of Competition. In the streaming world, the competition is fierce, and Disney Plus was stepping into a cage match. They weren't just facing Netflix. There was Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and dozens of others. And it wasn't long before Disney realized this was a battle that money alone couldn't win. Netflix, Amazon, and Apple have the funds to produce content at a loss, all to keep viewers hooked. But for Disney, this battle was cutting deeper into profits than expected. As other platforms offered new content, niche selections, and cheaper prices, Disney Plus had to make tough calls. They raised their subscription fees, but this only frustrated subscribers. Suddenly, being a Disney fan had a high price, and not everyone was willing to pay. Chapter 4. Internal Turmoil and Leadership Shifts. Sometimes, what happens behind closed doors can make or break a company's future. And for Disney, sudden shifts at the top sent shockwaves through every corner of the business. Bob Chapek took the reins at Disney just before the pandemic hit, leading the company into one of its most challenging times. Then, with Bob Iger's return, Disney faced an identity crisis. It seemed like no one could agree on what the future of Disney Plus should be. These back-and-forth changes in leadership created confusion within the company and fueled rumors that the brand was struggling to keep Disney Plus afloat. Chapter 5. Viewer Backlash and the Real Cost of Change. Have you ever noticed how often shows or movies you love disappear from streaming services? Well, Disney Plus started doing the same, and it hasn't gone over well. In recent months, Disney Plus quietly removed several titles from its library, leaving fans confused and angry. What's more, the platform's price hikes weren't helping. Once a place for easy nostalgia, Disney Plus started to feel like a high-priced investment. Viewers began to wonder if their money was worth it, and complaints flooded social media. Chapter 6. The Ticking Clock on Disney's Dream. With so much invested and so much at stake, Disney Plus faces a ticking clock. They're racing against time to turn things around, or risk vanishing from the streaming scene altogether. Disney now has to make a decision. Continue pouring money into a venture that might be too costly to save or cut their losses, and focus elsewhere. Some experts suggest that Disney could downsize or even sell Disney Plus, and that's where the possibility of Disney Plus vanishing becomes very real. Chapter 7. What this means for you and the future of streaming. Can you imagine the streaming world without Disney Plus? What if your favorite shows suddenly had to find a new home? It's a reality that's closer than you might think. If Disney Plus fades, it won't just impact Disney. It'll change the entire streaming landscape. The disappearance of such a giant would create a void that could reshape how we watch and where we go for content. It's a shift that every Disney Plus fan and every streamer should be ready for. So now you know the truth about Disney Plus and why its future hangs in the balance. From massive debts to fierce competition and viewer dissatisfaction, the dream of Disney Plus may not last as long as we thought. If this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another story like this. The streaming world is always changing, and we'll be here to keep you in the know. Because when it comes to business, there's always more beneath the surface.